The Big Red Kitchen Show is brought to you by Markle Auto Group, Salt Restaurant, Wren's Display, The Pampered Chef products provided by consultant Heidi Leopold, Sea of Red Wine, D. Ford Family Dental, Corporate Creations, D. Tendenza, Food Styling, and Photography.
Hello, and welcome to the Big Red Kitchen Show, the show about former Nebraska football players who love to cook. Big guys who are comfortable in the kitchen, who enjoy making dishes for family and friends. On today's show, you're going to meet one of those former Nebraska football players. We're going to hear a little bit about where he's been and what he's been doing since he left the University of Nebraska. We're also going to hear one of his favorite recipes, and we'll be talking about how to create that recipe in your own home. Plus, we'll be talking about a time-saving kitchen gadget, something that you might like to try out in your kitchen, as well as introducing a beverage pairing that'll really enhance today's featured dish. I'm Sherry Potter, and I am a professional photographer and a professional food stylist, and I love testing out new recipes in my studio kitchen. And today's recipe, I'd have to say, is probably one of America's favorites, plus a little additional favorite mixed right in. It is Aaron Davis's M&M chocolate chip cookies. It's amazing, chocolatey and sweet and just wonderful. So I can't wait to tell you about that recipe. But before we do that, I would love to introduce you to my very sweet and chocolate-loving co-host, Angela.
Oh, the cat's out of the bag. I do love my chocolate.
You do.
I'm Angela Waltman. I am creator of the Big Red Recipes Cookbook. The Big Red Recipes Cookbook, which you can find out more information on bigredrecipes.com, brings together 45 former Husker football players who have been kind enough to give us a family recipe or a recipe that they love to cook on tailgate days. It's all over the board. But we brought all of them together in our book, not only to show everyone that they love to cook and give you some great recipes, but also to support some really good charities. So if you go on to the website, you can find out who's in the book. You can also find out connections to their charities, what they've been doing since they played, and a lot of other great information. Of course, if you want all of those recipes, you can also buy the book on bigredrecipes.com. And one of those recipes today we are bringing on here, one of our favorites. Desserts are always a big hit with us. So we have the chocolate M&M cookies, which look just as good as they taste. Very, very yummy dessert. And this is by Aaron Davis. If you recall, he played for us in '93-'94, so during those big championship years. He was a split end and has gone on to be a very, very well-respected speaker and motivational trainer locally and nationally. Wow. But I won't tell you any more about Aaron because he can tell us much better himself. Aaron, why don't you come on?
Thank you. How you doing?
Very good. How are you?
Welcome to the show.
It's good to be here on the show. Good to be here on the show.
All right.
Glad I made it.
So cookies. I know that some of our guys have done some healthy recipes, but we have a lot of guys who like to indulge as well. So tell us, is this your favorite indulging recipe?
I love comfort foods. I love comfort foods and chocolate. How do you go wrong with chocolate chip cookies? I mean, have you ever met anyone who doesn't like chocolate chip cookies?
America's favorite.
And then you add little M&Ms on top. Yes. It's perfect. So I know a lot of guys had healthy foods, but I wanted something to where this is one of my favorite comfort foods. I love cookies, and I have a massive sweet tooth. So these kind of help me through those times where I want to cheat really bad on some bad food. But there's no bad food. Let's throw it out the window. There's no bad food if you have it, within moderation. Absolutely. Everything's good with moderation. So this is that thing for me.
Oh, wonderful. So you've got 3 kids, and they are in that teenage range. So how many cookies do you need to make in a batch to feed that family?
A lot. I have a 17-year-old son. He is a junior at Lincoln Southwest.
Goodness.
I have a 15-year-old son, and he is a sophomore. And I have a little 11-year-old little girl who basically runs the house, and she kind of knows it, Sherry. So it is. It's good and bad because she knows she kind of gets what she wants a little bit.
And if she didn't know, now she does.
Now she does, absolutely.
Good training. Good training. Life's training.
She's got dad just like this.
That's what they do. So do they eat these handfuls at a time? Do some of them like it better than others?
They sometimes don't make it to the oven.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Cookie
sometimes just the
dough.
cookie dough itself and the batter
Absolutely.
is better than the actual finished product. But they love it, hands over fist. And we can recall when we were kids, Angela and Sherry as well, when Mom would make those cookies. Remember the beaters, the old school beaters?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
And you would,
Licking of the
and you would call it.
beaters.
Who gets the beater? You know,
Yep.
so
The fight of the day.
the fight of the day.
Every
Yes.
time.
That was the fight of the day. So, you know, they love doing it. And also it's good family bonding time as well.
Yeah.
You know, those are things and traditions you can pass on from generation to generation. And so it's great family time, it's a great foodie, and it's an overall good time.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So family time and passing that down generation to generation. You've told us that your mom impressed on you the importance of a man in the kitchen. Tell us a little bit more.
Oh, that's where this comes from.
Yes.
I love it.
Sherry, and my mom was amazing. You know, God bless her soul. She passed away almost a year ago. But thank you. There are so many recipes that she taught us boys, because I'm the youngest out of 6. There's 4 boys and 2 girls.
Wow.
Yes, and I'm probably the worst cook out of the boys. Out of probably all of us by far. But she passed a lot of traditions down in the kitchen, how you prepared a meal, and what meals meant for a family. When you think about, especially in our day and age today, in our culture, we're so busy, our phones, our computers.
Exactly.
That kitchen time is one of those most sacred times as a family, or as a couple, or as friends, or whatever. You sit at the table and you eat. You actually have a conversation.
It's true.
The phones are turned off.
Yeah.
And I tell my kids at the dinner table, no iPhones, iPads, iMacs, I want your eyeballs.
There you go.
Correct.
So, and these recipes that you've gathered, which you've done a great job at doing,
Thank
by the
you.
way, Angela, those things continue to reinforce the importance of meals together as family and friends. You bet.
And that was definitely something I wanted to get across in the book. People cooking together, putting love into it, support.
You
So,
bet.
so glad that you
You bet.
caught on to that and that you put a
Absolutely.
little bit of that into your recipe
Oh
too.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Now, since playing for the Huskers, you've had quite a career, a lot of travel. So why don't you first tell us what you've been doing, and then second, how do you stay healthy when you're on the road?
Well, not eating a lot of chocolate chip cookies. I will say that. You know, and to the folks out there, I was not like your other famous Huskers in there. I was not a famous guy. In fact, I always tease people that game day was a day of rest for me, Sherry. All right?
Really?
I was on the scout team. The scout team means you get beat up by the first teamers, like the Blue
Yeah.
Roots and those guys will be on
Sure.
here as well. But nevertheless, we all had an integral part.
It's
You look
important. That's an important job. I mean, if they didn't do that, if they didn't have anyone to practice with, what would they do? I
They don't
mean,
get a look.
that's where you get your skills from.
Absolutely.
You have to practice.
Well, you bring it back to the kitchen. You leave out the eggs out of a cake or cookies if you want
Correct.
to. They may still be sufficient, you know, and edible, but they're not going to be as good.
Yeah.
Everyone on a football team matters. Everybody has a part of that recipe, if you would.
Yeah.
And so whether there's a guy like me that was not an All-American or superstar, whether it's the All-Americans you have in the book, all of us had an integral part of that recipe for championship success. So we realized that going in. So football was a great opportunity. You got some rings out of it. More importantly, we got our degrees out of it.
Yeah.
That's the most important
That's the
thing.
most important
You know,
part,
we walked
yes.
with our degrees. And since then, I've been in corporate America as far as sales. I worked for some non-profs. But right now, my main thing is what's past 15 years, if you would. I'm a partner in a couple software companies, which
Okay.
me and some guys started. But the main thing is speaking. I do about 60 to 80 talks around the year and outside the U.S. Anywhere from sales, leadership, teamwork to goal setting. And a lot of those lessons I learned right at that football field and under the tutelage of Coach Osborne at Memorial Stadium. So it was a lot of fun. A lot of those things I use today,
Yep.
you know, for corporations, organizations, schools, and colleges. So
I think people forget how young the gentlemen are who play football. You were basically kids
We're
when you
kids.
started the team. I mean, 18, some are 17, 18, 19 years old. So really just...
Unless you play for BYU.
Well,
Yeah.
we shall not talk about it.
I feel like I didn't hear that right now.
But truthfully, and those are formative years. So
They are.
It really was important what you were learning.
It really was. And I think, and sure, you bring up a great point, because I think a lot of times, and I've born and raised in Lincoln, Nebraska, and it's never ceased to amaze me how the attitude of adults is predicated at times by the performance of kids on Saturday. Because some of those kids, the last thing they're thinking about is the football game. They got issues maybe at home with a girlfriend, with school, etc., injuries. So there's a lot of things that go on during that time. Very formative years.
Now, real quick, we brought up kids, so I think that's a nice tie-in. Boys and Girls Club of Lincoln
Yes.
is your charity that you support with the book. Tell us a little bit more about the organization and how you're involved.
The Boys and Girls Club of Lancaster County, they have them nationwide. I've been a board member for almost 4 years now. And the reason why I got involved is because the Boys and Girls Club of Lancaster County is located right at Park Middle School. And it's a key part and a key area where they're located because many of those kids would have no place to go after school. During the summer program, we don't serve hundreds of meals, we serve thousands of meals.
Goodness.
There's tutoring that goes on. Those kids get job shadowing experience. They get presentation skills. Their parents are also involved. And we raise a lot of funds for those kids to have a place to go that's safe, that'll teach them both personally and professionally, and how to be successful in the future.
That's wonderful.
You bet.
What a great
We
charity.
love the wide variety of charities that we get to support with this book, and I know this one's near and dear
Near
to
and
your
dear.
heart, and
Absolutely.
we're very, very happy to promote that with your recipe, which Sherry has some fun things we're going to do with these cookies
I
today.
do.
Absolutely.
Every week I like to bring on something a little bit fun for us, because what we always talk about, we like to do a little time-saving gadget in the kitchen. So I noticed in your recipe you said to use a teaspoon to put them on the cookie sheet. Well, we have a pampered chef gal who gives us little gadgets.
that.
Yeah, and one of them was this little easy scoop. But you know, is the scoop better than the spoons? Who knows? You know, so
Personal preference.
Personal preference. But I just thought, you know, a good way to find that out would be to do a little time trial. What's quicker in the kitchen? Because this is about time saving.
You bet.
Maybe spoons are faster. Who knows? So we thought we'd do a little time test while Angela, you are going to do the big scoop. and
I'm great with these.
Aaron, we're going to do you do double spoons or single?
It depends on how big you want the cookie to be. You know, so it's
Exactly.
really proportion size, how big you want the cookie to be. So you can either do double,
Hand-
depends on what type of recipe
hand
you make.
washing.
Thank you very much. And with the bald head, I could probably wipe the top of the brow as well.
With this, I can just grab it and roll. No?
Exactly, exactly.
that would be
So
quickest.
I prepared your recipe, your cookie dough recipe. I've got it here in this nice Pampered
Looks
Chef,
fantastic.
Pampered Chef bowl for us. And what we're going to do is, Angela, both of you, you're going to get your scoops, your spoons. We're going to have you put this on the parchment paper, and I'm going to time you. You're going to have 30 seconds to see how many cookies you can get out of that little.
I'm taking off the championship ring for
Oh.
this case.
Yes, put
we
it
don't-
up front here so the guys can get a good shot on that.
There we go.
So I'm gonna get my phone.
That would be number one for a reason, like and even in this right here.
Oh.
Just so you know.
Oh, he's throwing down the gauntlet. It's the cookie
It's a
gauntlet.
race. See, it's like
It's
the
always
beaters.
competitive.
It's like the beaters. You know,
Athletes.
the first guy to say yes. So 30 seconds. I want to start. We're gonna say,
Better get ready.
get your spoon or spoons, however you all want to
Can I
do
knock
it.
him out of the
I'm
way?
gonna scooch out of the way.
okay,
I'm gonna
right?
hit start, and when 30 seconds is up, I'm gonna say stop. So go ahead, start. Okay, looks.
Oh, that was a little small.
Let's-
You noticed the elbow that was going on there, that she had going on there.
Now, what I'm noticing is Angela's are nice and tight and
Look at
round.
that.
That's really
Thank you,
looking
Sherry.
nice. Looking nice, but Aaron's doing a good job too. He's getting them out there. He's using the two-spoon method. I love the two-spoon method. It's a lot cleaner.
I think we're going to get through all
I
these.
think you are. I think you are. It's coming down. We
this
got
is a
5
test.
seconds.
Uh-oh,
5
uh-oh.
seconds left. Let's hope the bowl lasts through the to the thing. We are stopping. Let's see. Let's count these cookies.
Does that count? I think it should.
Oh, that's like an M&M.
That is not. A,
It's a tester cookie. That's how I
is-
make pancakes too. I have a
That's
tester
not even a sample.
I think your daughter Delaney would probably like that. So let's count up the cookies. Aaron, you count yours. Angela, you count yours.
Does that count? It's like
Well,
a half
that one doesn't
cookie.
count. So we got 4, 8, we got 11.
I got 11 too.
Wow. Okay, but now let's take
Unless
a
I
look.
get a count.
If we
Let's
look
take
at
a look
presentation,
at
hers would definitely win on the
presentation.
presentation.
Yeah. So even though it's maybe
Especially that pretty guy.
even, yeah, especially that small one there. Even though it's even, you know, I'd say that little gadget is a time saver.
Very nice.
Great time saving.
In the
And a lot
kitchen.
less messy.
And a lot less messy. You've
Now,
got
is this
2
also
shoes.
an ice cream scoop?
Yep,
Is that-
it can
okay.
be used for an ice cream scoop as well. Now, one of the things I wanted to talk about today is you were talking about, you know, how many you have to make. You have a family with a boy, you know, with
2
boys,
boys,
and
absolutely.
you know they want cookies probably all the time.
lot.
One of the things that you can do is you can do a little method like this and get all your cookies scooped out, and then you can take a spoon and kind of put a little indent in the middle of them and freeze them in your freezer, and then after they're frozen, you can take them and put them in a big gallon-sized plastic bag, and then you can use this little bar pan and take out 3 or 4 and use them as after-school treats, and you don't have to make all of them.
What does the indent do?
Okay, if you look at this, when you put a big fat cookie like that in the oven, the middle is not going to cook as well. So if you put the little indent in, it's going to cook a little bit more evenly.
Okay.
You bet.
Right.
That's
So, but it's a real easy method, you know, for those who want to eat way too many cookies. You can keep them a little bit, you know, you can do them in moderation that way. You can cook as many as you need. And for, you know, like you, Angela, it's just you and your daughter. So the two of you
That
probably...
girl can eat some cookies.
Right. So, but after school, you put 2 on a plate on this little bar pan. This is, again, another Pampered Chef one. Goes, pop it in your oven, makes 2 perfect cookies. You can serve it with some milk. It's just a nice little fun thing to do with your family.
Or if you're really in a hurry, put it in the microwave.
You know, they don't make up great in the microwave. There's something about the microwave. And on something like this, you might want to set your temp down. I think this recipe calls for, what, 375?
375.
Yeah.
365,
yeah.
375.
Right. So it has a higher temperature. So, you know, they do tend to cook up and burn real quickly. So when you put them in the microwave just is...
That's when you just want something to eat.
Yeah.
I would say then the Pillsbury ones that are designed for microwave. This is just a regular cookie recipe, but you know,
And
but it is an easy way to have cookies anytime you want and not have to go to the store and buy a Pillsbury.
Absolutely.
And we all know that if you just bake them from scratch, you know exactly what's in them. You know that it's eggs and oil and, you know, butter
And love.
and
Yes.
love and a lot
Yes.
of love, folks. A lot of love for these
And really more
cookies.
affordable too, when you really look at how many ingredients goes into this and how long, I mean, flour, sugar,
You bet.
those last forever. So if you really, you know, kind of put down the cost of what it would cost to go buy them pre-made and what it would cost to cook up, you're really saving quite a lot of money by doing it yourself.
Absolutely. Cheap treat.
Well, I'm going to get this out of the way because, Angela, I think we need to talk about the beverage pairing. Now, who would think there's a beverage that goes well with chocolate chip cookies?
Most people probably think what?
Milk. But we're adults here.
That's right. So even though we like our cookies, we sometimes also like an adult beverage to go with the cookies. And John at Salt has really given us a fun one today. It's a little complicated, so I'm hoping that I do it justice. But basically, it's a chocolate cake martini. I mean, what goes better with cookies than a chocolate cake martini? So what goes into this is... I already have some of the ingredients mixed up right here, but we've got 2 ounces of UV cake vodka, then we've got some cola, some Baileys, and then some chocolate syrup. So I said it was complicated. The ingredients are not complicated. It's getting it all put together. So what you do is you have the vodka in here and you put the Baileys in there. Do not put the soda in there or you'll have a mess. Yes. All right, then you put your ice in.
Oh.
Where is my ice?
Oh, goodness. I think I forgot to put the ice on.
We won't have it iced today,
just
and
gonna
that is
pretend.
fine.
Yes, we'll pretend
That's absolutely fine. A lukewarm drink. So shaking this is a little more impressive when you have ice in it, but go ahead and give it a little shake there.
And it definitely wouldn't have exploded.
There we go.
Right. Perfect. That's good. All right. Then we're going to pour it into our beautiful martini glasses here.
Oh, wait.
Well, can't I put it on top?
No, wait. I've got
Oh, goodness.
Angela,
I screwed it up again.
the bag of chocolate.
Oh, that goes in first?
Yes, you're
I
going
thought that went in last.
No, it's going to go on the
Okay.
edges of the cup. You're going to cut a little corner off.
Okay, so we
of
have got
that.
chocolate syrup here, which John, of course, at Salt has a nice little tool that he can use to drizzle.
Drizzle. yes.
But we are using this, which everybody has
Yeah.
in their kitchen, a nice Ziploc bag. And we're just going to snip off the very end. I'm going to make a mess. Everybody knows it. Just get ready.
You'll be fine,
Get
Angela.
ready. So like
I
that? That much?
A little or tinier than that.
Kitchen that's too
Like
clean
that?
scares you when you
There,
cook.
yes. Now, because
Okay.
you want it to come out kind of thin when
Okay.
it comes out. Because you're just going to run it down the side to make it really pretty. And then,
It's all about presentation.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, Angela, you are doing such a great
I
job.
thank you. Oh, sure. As
It's-
soon as you
it's
said
not-
that, it stopped.
It's not a gadget, so you're good with it. Sure, I said she's not good with gadgets, but she really is good with gadgets. There you go.
Yes?
See?
Yes.
And do the
Okay.
third one over there if you want.
Always making,
3.
give me some more
There
time
you
to
go.
do this. These always work really good with icing of cupcakes and different
Of course
things like
they
that
do.
too.
They do. Yeah,
Maybe
but just a
better
little
than
bit
what
more
I'm
in that
doing
one.
here.
And then you dump your little drink
There
in
we
the top
go.
of that.
Okay, now we've got this going on.
It kind of runs in there, and then you add your little Coke to that.
All right, can always count on Sherry to get me in the right. So we're gonna put this over here, and then we just put our cola in a separate container because you don't want to shake them up together. Cola will explode. So we'll just top it off with that.
And then swish it around in the glass.
Perfect.
In the real
Do
world,
some
we'd have these
swishing.
much fuller, but since this is
Why
a
don't we
family
give
show,
this a
we
whirl?
figured we're not going to get too fancy. See how it's running down, but you know,
That's cool.
it really is a pretty drink. And if you have a little cocktail party with some friends with adult beverages, this is a lot of fun.
And this
That
can
is
be
awesome.
dessert all on its own.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Not today, because we've got those.
No.
But
No.
should we give this a try, Erin?
Why not?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers and cheers. Oh, I think that
That's
That's good.
yummy.
that will
is good.
definitely go
That
with
is
chocolate chip cookies.
really yummy.
Go ahead and grab yourself a cookie. You cooked them up fresh this afternoon in our kitchen. I think
them a
they're
whirl.
really delicious. I love them because they have nice crunchy
good.
edges. Oh, there's nothing better
I love
than
crunchy cookies.
a crunchy
They're good.
edged cookie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Very
it's
well. Very well.
Very good. I
you.
always like the crispy one.
My cookie monster. Yum, 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 yum.
I know. I told the production crew that today cookies for after
If
the
Does
show.
he get a
Aaron
bite in
doesn't
his
eat
mouth
them
even
all,
though-
they're just blue.
All over the
They
place. The guy ever get a
blue.
bite of the cookie?
I think
You know?
you should experiment and we'll see. That would be fun.
Ooh, these are some stout drinks.
Yes,
Good.
and very, very, very yummy.
And very yummy. Yes, I'll have to give.
John always does a very good job with our drinks. He likes his flavored vodkas, that's for sure. We've had cucumber vodka. This is the cake vodka. I think we had another flavored one too.
Right.
So he really does some unique things with his drink pairings, and we always love him for it.
Perfect, perfect. Well, do you want to tell the folks again a little bit about the recipe book?
Absolutely. Definitely encourage everyone to go take a look at bigredrecipes.com. We're really proud of what we've created here. Again, not just because cookbooks are fun, and everybody likes to cook like a Husker in the kitchen, but it's really the charity aspect that we're really proud of. We're doing some really fun things with the book, being able to help a lot of people, being able to give back a lot, which I know most of these guys, including you, Aaron, very philanthropic. They really want to be involved in the community.
Absolutely.
They realized that they had a special opportunity to go play for the Huskers. A lot of them had the very special opportunity to go play in the NFL. And so they want to use that to give back because they know that they're in a unique position where they can make people happy. And they also have that unique position to raise money and help those organizations that need it. So bigredrecipes.com, definitely go take a look. We'd encourage you to go ahead and get the book online. You can choose the charity you'd like to support on our website, so they can choose Boys and Girls Club if they want to order the book online, or any of the other wonderful charities that we have in the book. So.
And it is nice that the funds can go directly to your charity.
Absolutely.
Because I didn't have any idea that your charity did as much as they did.
Oh, they do a ton.
I mean, you said 1,000?
They serve thousands of meals throughout the year.
Really?
Not hundreds, thousands.
Now, is it volunteer or is it mostly volunteer work?
The
or-
board is.
The board
yeah,
is.
I've been on the board
you're
almost
on the
4
board.
years, and so that is a volunteer position. And we have, I don't call them staff, I hate that term.
Okay.
We have teammates that work for the Boys and Girls Club there at Park Middle
Okay.
School that work full time. But all of us volunteers on the board, the extra events that we have are all volunteer based. And the funds are used for amazing purposes for those young men and young women who might not otherwise get an opportunity like that.
So do they is it just an after-school program?
After school program.
Okay,
and
so
in the summertime, it's a summer program as well.
Okay.
So they go there starting about 9:30 in the morning until 5 o'clock in the evening. They get 3 meals. There's field trips. There's learning curriculum. It's a huge endeavor. And so every bit of dollars that come in stay right with the Lancaster Boys and Girls Club.
Okay, so it doesn't go to
No, it's not going to national.
to a
It's
national group.
Lancaster Boys and Girls Club.
Okay.
It's right there in Lancaster County. So, and I want to just say for Angela, I've known Angela for a long time, and she has done a tremendous job at putting this whole thing together. It started months ago, and to be able to get it's tough to get 45 guys
Oh, yeah.
that live all over the country.
It's
You know,
true.
and then they have them to buy in. And so she's done a tremendous job. The book looks amazing.
really
And
great.
again, and I'm just going to emphasize and reinforce what you mentioned, where those funds are going to go.
Mm-hmm.
It's imperative those organizations continue on by receiving, I don't call them donations. Donations like you're never going to see it again.
Right.
But there's going to be return on the investments of those people who purchase the books in those organizations.
Absolutely.
true.
And just want to say, yeah, it was a lot of work, but the guys really embraced this project. They really did. They got behind it. A lot of them said, "How did you know I love to cook?"
Yeah.
You know, a lot of them immediately knew the recipe they were
Absolutely.
going to use. A lot of them got their family involved. And so it really was surprising and very heartwarming to me that so many of these guys jumped on this project, not just to show their love of cooking, but also to support their organizations. So
Very
we
good.
really, really do appreciate that.
Right. Well, our time's up again today, so just want to thank all our viewers out there for joining us again for the Big Red Recipe Show. If you have a...
Or the Big Red Kitchen Show.
Or the Big Red Kitchen Show. Now, a lot of talk about recipes. The Big Red Kitchen Show. If you have in your circle of friends a former Nebraska football player, you've caught him in the kitchen and you'd like to see him on the show, you can contact us, or maybe you have a kitchen gadget you'd like to see demonstrated. We'd love to hear from you. If you would send an email to the show at bigredrecipes.com. We'll be sure to get right back to you and let you know how you can see that gadget on your show. So, you know, I'd like to thank Aaron for
Thank you.
coming on the
Thanks,
show. It
all.
was great
Enjoyed
hearing
it.
more about your charity. I
Thank you,
think
Sharon.
that's one of the things that we're really proud to be able to do. And then it was neat to hear about your speaking too as
bet.
well. I didn't realize you did that.
It's a lot of
So
fun.
now I'm gonna have to go online and find you. Do you have any
all over
YouTube
the
out there?
place.
Yes, if you go to aarondavis.co,
Okay.
aarondavis.co. But you have to go to Big Red Recipes first. You got to go
yes.
there first.
Do you have a link?
You should do
Yes.
that.
You should.
You can definitely check out more about Aaron. He speaks all over the country, and I have heard glowing
appreciate
testimonials, and I've heard him speak myself. So definitely think about him for your next event. He does a great job,
Thank you.
represents the Huskers well,
Yes.
Represents the community well. So I want to thank you
Thank you
again,
much. I
Aaron.
appreciate it.
So
Thank you
much
much.
appreciate you
Thank
being
you.
in the
Yeah.
book
Thank you so
and
much.
being on the
Thank you.
show.
Thank you,
Anytime.
thank
Thank
you
you.
for, my husband's going to be happy tonight
Oh, yes,
because
he is.
he's going to be getting some
If the
cookies.
wonderful crew does
crew
not
is also
eat all
going to
the
be getting some
cookies.
cookies this week. That's going to be nice for
awesome.
them. We'll have them take them home, and I'll take those home and freeze them.
There you go. There you
So
go.
I don't eat them all at one time. So, but anyway, just wanted to end the show. I want to thank you for my crew out there. We'll see you again next week on the Big Red Kitchen Show. Thank you so much.
The Big Red Kitchen Show was brought to you by Markle Auto Group, Salt Restaurant, Wren's Display, The Pampered Chef products provided by consultant Heidi Leopold, Sea of Red Wine, D. Ford Family Dental, Corporate Creations, D. Tendenza Food Styling, and Photography.